rising Venus and Jupiter placement. Let's get into it. So the first card you have, Cancerians, for today is the Page of Cups, but it's in the reverse for you. Now, Cups is a water element, water suit, and you are the cardinal water sign. So very much your energy out here, but it's in the reverse for you. So let's take a look at the picture. If you see, there is a beautiful blue glowing cup. You know, it's a very aquatic theme, full of stars. Stars is all about hope, positivity. And this woman out here, you know, a lot of blue shades around. There is a betta fish with beautiful spread out fins. It's outside the cup, right? It's kind of swirling around the cup. There's a beautiful giant blue flower, a lot of watery themes, and is a lot of hope. But with the reverse, I feel that this is about your internal emotions. There is something, Cancerians, that you're trying to process. You know, and it might be a lot to process. And it's taking time, and it does require time, you know, especially when we have to, you know, I mean, it doesn't have to be you're processing a difficult situation. It could be that you're trying to process a creative idea. You know, you're trying to look at all the angles. You're trying to see what can be done with it. You're trying to see if there's any resources you can align for that, or how you will present it and how things will work out. There's a lot of processing which is going on. It could be in regards to anything, whether it's a family situation, a personal situation, or it could be a business situation, a proposal, or you know, any situation. It's going to be different for each one of you, but I feel that, see, the stars are there. No matter, even if the card is reversed, the hope is still there. And this energy in the reverse is actually very meaningful to you because, you know, before we do anything on the outside, we need our inner world to be rich, stable, and at ease. You know, it's very hard when our inner world is chaotic, you know, and I feel that right now you're trying to process so that you get that out of the way. You understand what's going on, you process, you know, and processing emotions, it takes time. It's not a one-day thing, and it's going to be different for each one of you. It's like some people process the same situation, you know, it takes a day. For some, it takes an hour. For some, it takes a few days, a few weeks. So it's, you know, it's different based on your placements and based on how you process emotions, what matters to you, and things like that. So this might be a love that you're trying to process, and nothing wrong with it. Take your time. I would say don't rush the process because your inner world, it could be that you're coming up with creative ideas and you're trying to process that. You're trying to see if it's going to work or not, you know. The energy of this god, it says here below, Princess of the Waters, Lotus of the Palace of Floods. Yeah, see, the good thing about Lotus energy is that it grows in murky waters, but it's a beautiful flower, very much revered, very much beautiful. Its value doesn't go down just because it grows in the murky waters, you know. It still blooms, it's still alive. So I feel that here you're all about gathering, processing. Maybe you're gathering data. Maybe you're trying to process information. You know, maybe you're trying to tap into your inner wisdom, your inner voice, and you're trying to connect the dots or get some answers to that. So now, Jupiter being in your sign, it's, you know, it's a positive energy of blessing. So this, whatever work you're doing on the inside, which you're not ready to express fully in the external world, this energy of internal processing is being blessed by Jupiter in your sign, Cancerians. So I do feel that once you're ready, once you have everything figured out, then you will be ready to present it to the wand. Which is a great thing, nothing wrong with it. And actually, it needs to be done like this. You know, we can't be naive by, you know, feeling something and saying it out. The work needs to be done first on the inside. You know, underground it needs to be done. The work needs to be done underground, under the surface, behind the scenes, before it is fully revealed or expressed or shared with the people. Because, you know, multiple opinions kind of sway the outcomes and the motivation levels and all of that, once you expose your idea or your feeling to the outer world, things shift in bigger ways than we ever know. So I feel that this is a huge act of, a wise act. I would say that you're processing it first inside of you. Now, for some of you, this could be that, you're trying to analyze situations, like something doesn't feel right, but you try to put a finger on it, like what exactly doesn't feel right? It's like once you walk into, like for example, you're trying to buy a house, I would say, and you like the house, but still something is not sitting right and you don't know the answer to it. So you try to collect data, you try to talk to people, you visit their property several times, you try to get more details as to why your body is telling you that this property, even though it looks great on the outside, something's not sitting well inside of you. So it's some kind of internal processing that is very much necessary so that you're able to feel free, feel lighter, feel more calmer on the inside so that you can produce and be productive on the outside. Now, some of you might be withdrawing, you might prefer being home or staying silent because something's running constantly in your mind and heart, right? We're trying to read these scenarios, we're trying to pick up cues, we're trying to connect the dots, we're trying to find an explanation, we're trying to get the answers, a lot going in our head and heart. So in such a situation, it's only normal for us to not, like being outdoors or not interacting too much with people, because interacting with people wants you to be present in the here and now. And with this Page of Cups turned in words, you won't be able to be fully present where you are. So it's better that you sit with yourself, some kind of solitude is needed, not isolation. Don't isolate yourself. But some kind of sitting down with yourself and asking the questions, processing the data, information, and then once you have the clarity, once you have the understanding, then you can share it with the other people. So I do feel that there's a lot of activity going on, whether it's a creative thing that you're trying to figure out, whether it's an emotional processing that you do. And, when you're doing it, we tend to speak less, and people notice that we're less chatty than before. So, if people come to you and ask you what's wrong, you know that they're picking up on cues that you're not fully physically present, where you are. So, and nothing wrong with, not saying it out loud, because, protecting some information, protecting some data, which you don't want to prematurely, say it out loud is wisdom, is a wise thing to do. Is something wrong with that? And people don't understand it right now, but they will, in future, in the next few days or weeks when you're ready to announce or put the work in, or, tell people what you've been thinking, processing, or arranging and things like that. They will get it, that you've been busy with that. The next card you have, Cancerians, is the moon. And it further says, you will be guided through darkness. Yeah, so there is a waxing moon out here. Moon is your ruler, Cancerians. And it's a waxing moon out here, so it's a growing moon. And also, if you see, there is this Anubis out here. See it. Below these are, when it comes to navigation in the dark, Anubis and Horus are the main guides that, help navigate any soul to the dark terrain, right? And over here you see Anubis is there is Horus. So I feel that, Cancerians, there is something that the moon is illuminating for you. In the dark, you're seeing things that you were not able to see in the sunlight. The sunlight is so bright, it hides a lot of things in its brightness. We cannot see it. But in the dark, a lot of things get revealed to us. Now, this could be the actual dark, could be at midnight, could be at night when you're trying to sleep. You're unconscious, which is, the part up which is at the back of our head, that's our unconscious. Those kind of thoughts come to you and kind of show you something, because Horus is here. Horus is like some perception of yours, the way that you saw things got distorted. Now that clarity is returning to you. You know, it's like the eye of Horus is always the vision being restored after being hurt. So you've been through something really difficult, and now you are seeing something, you know. The heaviness or the difficult situation, the painful situation that you have been through, to all of that, when you know, at the end of it, a truth got illuminated which you're trying to process. You know, so I do feel that while this might seem really hard to process because it might be something heavy that you're trying to work through, and it's not easy, you know, I actually can feel it, that it's not easy to deal with this, but here you have your guides. Now, in the picture, of course, there is Horus and Anubis, but in real time, in real life, in our mundane, this help can come in any shape or form. It can be something unexpected. You know, maybe just a friend will call when they haven't spoken in a long time. Or maybe a neighbor will come and help you in some way, shape, or form. Or maybe, you know, it could be anybody or any way. So there is some help which is coming here for you in the real world. That's what Anubis is doing too. Is helping you with. You know, sometimes people come on our path, they meet us, they tell us things that help us find our way forward. But because there is a Horus energy out here, which means that something, the way you're looking at things, got distorted. And now your vision is being restored. You know, it's being fixed. Now you're able to see the reality of things. And it definitely feels difficult because you're trying to move through something really dark. But you are being guided, you know, on the path you are being guided on. It does feel unfamiliar, you know, but then, you know, you're being guided to some place which is going to be very good for you. You know, it's like roll with the tide, and I feel that's what this says. The moon governs the tide. Here, it's guiding you, it's guiding your body, you know, because we're made of a lot of water, right? Elements. So the emotions, the up and down and emotions, for you, this processing is happening at the cellular level, Cancerians. I feel that your body is reacting to it. The body's picking up on hints, you know, like when we get the goosebumps, our body knows what's going on. It's that kind of energy that your body is trying to tell you something. It speaks to you. And it could be that, you know, some things that you were trying to understand, put the pieces together, all happens during the light of the moon, in the darkness, when we are by ourselves, when our unconscious actually is activated. You know, so while you may not understand where you're going, you may not know where the path is leading you, over here below it says, ruler of flux and reflux, child of the sons of the mighty. Yeah, exactly, because it is definitely a difficult time, and you're processing things deeply, you know, because this is something really deep that you're trying to process. But you will get somebody who will help you. Maybe it's somebody in your family who will pick up on your energy, will come and give you some support. It could be a friend that that will come and help support you, because it looks that you're not you know, fully present. They can see a shift in how you're behaving, how you're acting. Even though you might not be seeing anything, but people can still pick up the hints that you're different, you know. You're not your usual Cancer. So your personality goes through a huge change, especially when you're processing this kind of emotion, you know. And the moon comes here, guided through darkness. Yeah, it's like a little bit of a dark night of the soul, as they call it, that you're trying to navigate. But the thing is that, you know, something will get fixed, you know. You will see the truth. And I feel that it has been painful not seeing the truth, or having your judgment or vision clouded has been a pain point for you. So now this moon over here is actually showing you what is real. And you find it so difficult to process the truth that you're seeing, you know. That it will need some help. So get the help that you can. Don't go at it all alone, you know. I also feel that some of you are also rebuilding your lives, I mean, it's like it could be that you've been through something really difficult that tore you apart, and now you're trying to rebuild, regain, control of your own life. So, just trust the process, because the, these guides are taking you, they're moving you to in a direction that you cannot fully understand right now. But when you get there, you will understand how required this journey was, how required this restoring of the eye, how powerful it was. Restoring of the vision, the way you saw things, the way you did things, Our vision gets clouded and a lot of things go haywire. We don't see the reality. We don't see the truth. We escape from the truth. Now the moon energy is forcing you to look at things honestly, so you cannot put it under the rug, So, but I do feel that there are advisors around you. Somebody will come and put a word, and several will come give a helping hand to help you navigate through these uncertain times, whether it's a mentor at work. It could be at work. You might be navigating a difficult situation at work, and somebody who has been through that, a mentor of some sort, might come and reach out to you. It's like when you buy properties, and when the property goes through inspection, a lot of things get revealed which the seller did not reveal to us. So, the inspection process itself is eye-opening. It's like our vision getting restored there, it's the horror side. It's like now we are seeing things clearly. The seller did not tell us, but the inspector is showing us things. So it's that kind of an energy. Now, I also feel if this is in regards to your work, you might uncover a lot of truths that were hidden away. People were saying a certain thing, but they were not telling exactly what was underneath it. What was the truth. Maybe that was just camouflaged or presented nicely so that, nobody would dig into the depth of it. But I feel that now, maybe you looked into it. Maybe you're trying to process this information. Maybe you looked beyond the surface and you followed more information, which is now difficult for you to process. But there is something about things coming to the light that you were in the dark about. And it is like, now you're seeing things clearly. But it hurts you so much that it's, you definitely need some help to process this. Definitely reach out, get some help, get mentors, reach out to counselors, whatever it takes to keep your own sanity. Because, you will be over this. You will be over this, but it will, teach you something. It will show you the honest truth. And that's good, because clouded judgment, clouded vision is, why do we want to walk around with that, right? So it's good. It's coming in a painful way. You might have to word this out, but once you're done with it, it's something that will stay with you for a long, long time. And the last card you have for today, Cancerians, is a message from Cosmos. And it says, Cosmic Awakening. Further, it says, a deeper understanding of your purpose is unfolding. Embrace this awakening. Yeah, so things are going to start to make sense. More deeper sense, more deeper understanding. For you Cancerians, there is a shift in perspective. There is a change in awareness. You now know what you did not know before. So definitely there is a lot of uncovering truths, a lot of understanding, realizations, clarity, seeing things more clearly, questioning things, asking a lot of questions, a lot of spiritual growth in this. Your inner core, your inner world here, Cancerians, is really growing and expanding. And I feel that, you're looking for more meaning, more deeper truths, more deep meaning in everything you do, So whatever change is happening inside of you in your inner world, it's a very positive, meaningful change that will come out of this. It's like maybe you drifted away, maybe your experiences meet or you into something else. But I feel that this eye-opening the horrors, this is like, I feel it's like a reconnection to your own self. So you got distracted, you got detoured, but now this is a moment, this is an awakening. This is a jolt, a shake up to you so that you return back to your old original self. And yes, it's not easy to do that. It might feel like you're lost. It might feel like, I don't know where to go from here. But the thing is that this whole dark night of the soul happened because the cosmos felt like you were, sticking to some old patterns that were not serving you, and those patterns needed to be taken away from you so that you grow into, so that first of all, you understand what you were doing wrong, and or you also are knowing that, being genuine, being authentic, being aligned with your purpose, you know, and having a meaningful purpose of life is, what it truly means. What it truly means to be in that energy of being fully aligned and fully driven, living a purposeful life. What does that mean? Is something that you will learn out of this experience. So again, it cannot be rushed. You just have to trust the process. You have to work with the universe to let go of older patterns that are no longer working for you. And help is arriving in unexpected ways and forms. We just need to stay open to receive that help. But it's a huge inner world transformation, which you are going through, Cancerians. And when you come out of this, you will like the version of you that comes out of this. So, Cancerians, those were your messages, and I hope you enjoyed them. Now moving on to the sign of Scorpio. So the first card you have, Scorpio, for today is the Seven of Pentacles, and it's in the reverse for you. Now, if you see in the picture, the Seven of Pentacles in the upright is more about assessment, to see that if the word that you're putting in is it translating into something tangible, into something worthwhile. That's what the upright means. But here in the reverse, if you see, there is a person that is standing here with a stick that is trying to assess these pentacles that have now been released from the plant. So I feel that, Scorpio, wherever you have been investing the resources, pentacles is the money, either the money or your resources, your time, your energy, your investments, all of that, wherever you have invested it, I feel that now it's time for the harvest. The work has been completed, and now you can harvest it. So I feel that you are probably trying to, it's like when you talk to a farmer and you ask about the harvest, like, is it ready? So the first thing that farmer will say is that the plant will tell you if the fruit is ready to be harvested or not. You cannot follow any calendar cycle or any calendar. It will not decide what is the time of harvest. It's the fruit, it's the plant that will tell you if it's ready to be harvested or not. And every fruit, every plant has a particular time of harvest, there's a window. If you do it before that, you lose the harvest. It's not fully ripe. And if you wait too long, then the harvest kind of, it gets wasted. So I feel that this is something that you have been working on, and it has grown to a substantial amount. And I feel that you're feeling it in your bones, because you're the fixed water sign. You can see beneath the surface. You can see things clearly. And I feel that you're trying to assess, and see that what can be done with this harvest. So I feel that either you invested your money into some kind of a financial portfolio, and now it has been matured and the money is available to you, which you are trying to assess where you should harvest, where you should implant or reinvest this growth, this money growth. For some of you, you might be trying to see how you can distribute the wealth that has grown over a period of time, because it's really good. The harvest is really good. And now it's time to distribute or redistribute your resources, because the resources are available. It could be liquid money. It could be time, energy. It could be you yourself is asking, like, I have completed one task and my time is freeing up. So where can I invest my time into? What will bring me better results? What is the project? What is next? So something like that. Because I feel that, the resources, the time, the energy, the money is now available to you for a next investment, is what I'm picking up from this. Now, for some of you, this could be a time where, especially if you're in business, if you're a business owner, you might be negotiating with vendors. Like, for example, if you have a vendor that supplies you raw materials, you are, either you're trying to renegotiate, like, okay, I need some more raw materials so I can grow, and it's the money that you have made with the prior investment that you're able to reinvest into your business. So for some of you, it could be reinvestment into the same business, or for some of you, it could be investing the resources into. Now, the only caveat with the Seven of Pentacles reverse energy is, like, if you have been investing into something, for example, you're working on a project and you're impatient that it's not becoming what you had expected, then there is a chance that you might abandon the project because you're not seeing the results that you had wanted to see or you had hoped to see in a certain point, a certain amount of time. So don't rush with the process. Make sure that you're not exiting just a few days, weeks, or months before the harvest time, Maybe your project is taking just a little, like maybe 2 months extra or 2 weeks extra or 4 months or something like that. And you're like, no, I can't work on this anymore. And all of the time and resources that you invested, you kind of abandon it. So there is a risk with that. So be mindful of that. For some of you, this could be a restructuring of the company where you're working. I mean, it may not be in your personal life, but it may be in your professional life, that the resources in the teams are being moved around, or maybe there is a budget, there is a new budget. Some resources might be either moved around or let go because the company needs to, free up the budget and things like that. For some of you, it could be that as well. But for others of you, if it is like a financial decision that you're trying to make, you could be monitoring some, portfolios of shares and stocks, to see that maybe you're kind of sensing that some stocks are going to perform worse and they have reached their highest point, or you might be hearing that some companies are not performing as they should be. And there is a certain kind of a hint that you're picking up in the market, in the financial market or in the stock market, and you feel like this is the right time for me to exit the stocks, and you sell it off and reinvest it into some other stocks. For some of you, it could be that as well. For some of you, this could be a change in, what you're creating. Maybe a product change, your product, a reassessment of the product. And you're like, okay, like, for example, if you're making I would say, like, for example, if you're making a dough, right, and you feel like, oh, you know what, I have this dough, instead of making bread out of it, I think it will be profitable to make pizza. So the dough remains the same, but now you're investing into a pizza place, and maybe you wanted to open a sandwich place using the same raw materials, but you're like, you know what, I'm feeling pizza place. So instead of making sandwiches and, opening the store as a sandwich place and marketing as a sandwich place, I am going to use my raw material to open up a pizza place. So you're reinvesting that raw material and resources to open up something else. For some of you, it could be a shift in that direction as well. I mean, something like that. Now, for others of you, this could be that you're looking at your spending, your budgets, on a monthly basis or on a yearly basis. We have those banking apps that will categorize our spending. And you're looking at the expense chart and you're like, oh my God, I spend like, what is that? Like, for example, I spend like so much money on some kind of, I would say, like a moisturizing product. For example, like you've put it on a mask, like a, you buy it time and time again. You're investing so much money and you don't have the time to use it. You don't have the time to do your beauty care, or you're not doing it, or you have so much of skin beauty products that are accumulating at home and you're like, oh my God, I invested so much into this. I'm not even using this. So let me just hold off for a bit until I consume everything that I have, and then I can restart the purchase. So for some of you, you could be looking at those expenses and trying to, reassess what is being used, what is just being accumulated, not being used, or, and kind of, you kind of holding that, you're putting that on pause, so something like that for some of you. Or this can even be investment into, like, for example, if you have a business, you have a business partner, you have a board member, or you have some mentor or somebody whom you had hired to market, and to provide marketing strategies or something like that, and they're not doing what they're supposed to do, but, they're getting their monthly paycheck, and you're like, you know what? I mean, I give you so much money, I'm not getting the marketing, I'm not getting the reach, I'm not getting the results. You know what? I'm going to have to hold off on this. So you kind of reanalyze that. You have to see, like, you know what? It's just a bit in business partnership, but I'm putting in 90% of the work and this person's just collecting the profit. So for some of you, it could be re-evaluating your partnerships to see, where you have been putting in, and, is like, is if the other person's not, carrying their weight, they're not putting in the work. Is this partnership, is this business partnership even worth continuing? For some of you, you could be analyzing that as well. The next card you have, Scorpio, is the Knight. And it further says, triumph over adversity. So the Knight is a fast-forward, fast-moving energy. And here the Knight is fully armored. But it's very passionate Knight. You see, the horse is in is in a galloping position, like the front legs are raised. So it's in the middle of a gallop. Then I feel that this, here the Knight, if you look at the picture, the Knight is holding the sword up, and swords are all, clarity, cutting through illusion. This is something that you understand, something that you have learned, you have been sitting on it for quite some time, you have been preparing for it, and now you're ready to take the decisive action. And I feel that, this Knight is protecting itself because it's been through a rough time, and it's protecting itself. And it's a very passionate Knight. The cape is red color, so the adversity cannot bring you down, Scorpio. You're the house of regeneration, of transformation. So you absorb the shocks and you come back really strong. And I feel that in the next few days, you are charging forward in a situation that you had to hold off from. So this is a really powerful comeback for you, Scorpio. You have been resilient. You've been doing the work. You have been building behind the scenes. You've endured a lot. You've been through a lot of difficulty. You've been through a lot of difficult situations, and now you're so powerful, you're charging forward. This is not like a minor situation or a minor victory. This is like a big victory for you. Everything out here is gold, golden color. This is a solid victory for you, Scorpio. So I definitely feel that you have been through some kind of a difficult situation, a really difficult situation, and having survived that, having navigated that, it shapes you into something that one never thinks that you're capable of, of being resilient, of standing strong, of navigating every kind of difficult situation. It shifts our perspectives on life, It gives us that depth or that understanding. Only people who have been through difficult situations will develop these priceless qualities. And I feel that those people that I'm speaking to today, I feel you've been through the fire. You've felt the pain, you've processed it, and now you are very much ready to take an informed decision, based on what you have learned. Also, you know what is at stake, Scorpio, and you're still charging forward. So I feel that, nights are fast-moving energies, and also because it's a sword energy, it stands for understanding, it stands for clarity, it stands for communication. So I feel that you might be saying something really important in the next few days. You might be communicating either to a group of people or to a larger collective. It's going to be different for each one of you. And I feel that there could have been a lot of pressure, there could have been a lot of opposition for you, for your situation. And now you are coming back, it's a comeback moment for you. It's a strong comeback moment for you. It happens all the time in companies. We, experience a lot of opposition from different teams. Our ideas get shut down. Our performance or our whatever, gets underrated, gets shut down. This could also be, for you, maybe if you've been, I don't know, night means like you could be in the political area, law enforcement area, or you could be in the defense or military of something. Maybe you've gone through some kind of a setback. It could be an emotional setback, could be a physical setback. It's going to be different for each one of you. And I feel that you stand strong after that, you're prevailing after that. So you're applying all your strength here, I feel the strength with this night, because you have endured so much. You deserve this victory. So I feel that you're moving forward, you're charging forward, you're committed to this forward movement. It could be that you've battled through some legalities. It could be that you've been in a case, you've been, providing documents, you've been going back and forth. It could be anything, it could be anything. It could be any difficult situation, any domain, whether at work, personal life, could be related to community, could be with law, legal cases, whatever that is. But I feel that you've been way more patient. You have been gathering information. You were fully prepared. You're fully armored. And now you're leaving that difficult situation behind, and you have arrived, And the good thing is that whatever situation was not changing is now changing for you. So you've battered it, you overcome it, and the situation is now changing. There's a lot of situations we have to overcome in our lives on a daily basis. It causes it puts a lot of pressure, it causes a lot of overwhelm, a lot of anxiety, and I feel that you've been through it all. And you're so strong with your convictions. You know what to do, what to say, when to charge, exactly at what point to do it. Because this horse is uplifted, right? It's putting its two legs high. So you are at a vantage point. You're standing at a high ground. You can see way much more than people at the ground level can see. And the people that have been watching you go through the struggle and overcome it are so impressed, they're really proud of you. So I do feel that something that you've been holding back, or people or situations that have not allowed you to do things that you've been wanting to say or things that you've been wanting to do, is now available to you. So for some of you, it could be the investments itself. Like, we saw the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse for you. So maybe you've been holding off on, reinvesting into something, or distributing your resources into something. Maybe you've been trying to battle in that sense. But whatever this is, it could be a different situation altogether. But this has toughened you. It has made you so strong, powerful, resilient. This is a moment where you win. It's your moment. You have arrived here, Scorpio. And the last card for today, Scorpio, you have as a message from Cosmos. And it says astral illumination. Further, it says light will shine on your path. Clarity will come when you least expect it. Yeah, so moving forward, the night is charging forward. The light is shining on your path. You know the way forward. You got the clarity with the sword raised up high, Maybe you were not expecting this moment. Maybe you were not expecting this comeback or this clearing of a situation that you were stuck in. Now, it's almost here for you. And when you charge forward, it's going to be a huge force forward. It's like this is a powerful move forward. It's because you've been wishing for it. It's like you've been wishing for it, you've been deciding for it, you've been fighting for it, you have been preparing for it, and the universe has seen your struggle. It has seen how determined you have been all throughout, how resilient you have been, because you had clear intentions. You knew exactly what you wanted to do. And that's what the universe responds to, that's what is co-creating with the cosmos, because the universe has seen how much energy, effort, how you have put into a certain situation to make it work, to fight for it. You've been passionate. You've been, praying for it. For some of you, you've been praying for it. You've been asking for it. You've been, deciding it from the bottom of your heart. And that's what the universe is opening you to, This is astral illumination. The swirl over here, this is like infinite. It feels like the galaxy, the whole galaxy, it's infinite, infinite possibilities. It's the cosmos that's spinning around to make it happen for you. And for all of us, we kind of forget, like, when we wish, we cannot be very scattered in our intentions. Like, we cannot just send big wishes and prayers, like, for big wishes to the universe, because it's confusing. So once our intention is clear, once our prayers, our wishes are precise, when we don't waver from it, when we put in the work, when we pray for it, that's when the cosmos understands, how badly we want it, how much we desire it. And that's when the cosmos moves things to, have the stars aligned so that, we move forward with our purpose. So I do feel that if you were stuck, if you had no idea when things are going to clear away, when the situation is going to clear away, it's coming very soon. And I feel that you don't expect that it's going to happen in the next few days. So good energy here, Scorpio. Hope you enjoyed your messages. Now moving on to the sign of Pisces. So the first card you have, Pisces, is the Seven of Cups. And Cups is a water suit, and you are the mutable water sign. So very much your energy. And if you see, there are 4 cups in the clouds above, and then there are 3 cups in the clouds below, and then there is this person with the red dress who's standing in between the 2 clouds. And there's a lot of hands that are reaching out to her. Actually, there are 7 hands that are reaching out to her. Some are small hands, some have extended themselves. There are almost 3. There's one, if you see, which is, a little ahead of the other hands, and there are 2 at the same level, and 3, and so on and so forth. So there's one which is really extending out to her, and she has raised a finger. She's pointing a finger. She's reaching out to that extensively extended hand with a finger. Now, I feel that When you point a finger, it's like, this is mine, right? So there is an intention, there is a feeling, there is a depth, there is an inner knowing, like which one is yours, which cup is yours. Now, in this deck, the cups are all the same. They're all blue cups filled equally. So they're all equal opportunities. I don't see them as an illusion, versus the Rider-Waite deck, which has a snake in one, a necklace in one, a diamond in one, and so on and so forth. In the other Rider-Waite deck, right? In this deck, all the cups are the same. So this is not about illusions. These are all different choices and options and possibilities which are lurking around you. Now, these choices could be in any area of your life. It could be career choices. It could be people whom you want to stay connected with. It could be projects, or it could be skills that you want to learn or something like that. I mean, it could be like a multiple tab syndrome that people have these days. We're scrolling through so much, we want to learn so much about so many things, but we're not picking one. That's a problem, the common problem these days, that we get distracted with so much data and information that we cannot decide which one is ours, which one we want to work on. I feel that this is the same energy, like, the same energy, like there are so many hands that are reaching out, towards this person. So I feel that all these hands are calling on to her, like, choose me, take me, take me. And all of these are going to press on your time. They're going to want your attention. They're going to want your time, energy, money, whatever that is, or the resources. This is a call to resources, but it's you who has to choose where you want to invest your resources, whether it's your energy, your emotion, your time, your money, whatever that is. It's up to you to decide which one you will pick. And there has to be one. Because if you're going to focus and divide your time into so many things, you're eventually not going to be able to achieve anything, right? You wouldn't get the fulfillment, full fulfillment with anyone. And I feel this is that question for you, Pisces, that which of this cup is genuinely yours, which of it is calling to you strongly from within, is something that you will have to go within. Check with your inner voice, your soul, your mind and heart all being aligned, so that you're choosing the cup with proper intention, with proper purpose, and with a proper direction. Then you will be guided forward in that area, whichever you choose. So you have to be very discerning as to which one gets chosen. It's not even about prioritizing. I feel that you need to narrow down, like there are 7 possibilities. And I've read that, a lot of times, that when we have so many choices and options, narrow it down to like 2 or 3, so that the choice becomes much easier to choose. So the most evident ones will just fall away, the ones that cannot be accomplished, the ones that take up too much time, resources, and the outcomes are uncertain. Why do we even go towards those choices? Why do we even invest in those, This could be like for example, if you are picking like stocks, you want to invest into stocks or shares or options or something like that, and you have like 7 companies, but you only have a couple of, you only have a limited budget to invest into, and you're like, what? Which of these 7 is going to benefit me now? As an example, if you're going to pick the share that already has peaked, why would you invest into that? Because A, it's going to cost you a lot of money, and B, it's already reached a peak point, and you don't know how much further it's going to go along and how much profit you're going to make out of that. So the most evident choice would be to research the other companies that are still opening up IPOs, or there is a possibility that they will go ahead and you will gain more profits out of it, right? So those are the more, I would say, the obvious or evident choices. I mean, it's going to be different for each one of you and your understanding, but in general, those are going to be the stocks that you want to choose, or the shares are options, choices that you want to try and bet on, especially in the shares world. If you want big profits, if you want big returns, it's a risk factor, of course, there. But, I mean, as just an example, I'm saying that you cannot invest into 7 companies with that limited budget. So you'll have to pick and choose 1 or 2, that you feel would be a strong probability. Not the ones that are risky investments, but of course the ones that are gaining momentum, the ones that have promising futures and things like that. Now, this could be projects that you're starting, like maybe you have like 7 ideas, you have multiple ideas. You want to put your time here. You want to do gardening. You want to open a restaurant. You want to also be a tutor in a school. You also want to work for charity organizations. You also have a job to carry, and you also want to work at a store or something like that. So you have to pick and choose, like, which of these can I actually make it a reality? So that's where you have to apply your life experience, your understanding, your awareness, your time constraints, your budget constraints, and things that fit right for you, I mean, choices sometimes are governed by our families, our situations, the budgets and funds that we're dealing with, and what calls at you very strongly that you can actually manifest, because everything in today's times take a lot of effort and time and energy to actually manifest and make it a reality. So you have to choose one out of this. And I think this girl which is in the picture is putting a finger on one of those hands that's calling at her really strongly. And the underlying current of this card of the 7 of Cups is that if you make the right choice, the one that is calling at you really strongly, then Jupiter being in Cancer right now, Jupiter is in the sign of Cancer, which is your sister water sign. It's going to bless you abundantly. If you choose the right one, which is really calling at you. So you will have to use your senses, your awareness, your situation, the practicalities of where you are, how much resources, time, energy, and all of that would actually take to manifest. So you have to choose the most practical of them all, the most practical. So you have to get down at grassroots level, do the analysis, see what's calling at you, see which is a practical choice, and then move towards that. So yeah, don't get distracted by so many things. Now, this could, even if it's not work related, it could be in regards to your your social circle. Like maybe you have so many invites. You're like, I can't be spread so thin, attending each and every event. So if you do have these 7 invites in the next few days and weeks, you probably don't have time to attend all of those. And or the budget, they're all located in different cities. So you have to pick 1 or 2, in a certain order to see which one you can actually make happen. So it's all going to be different for each one of you, but I feel that it's going to require some words, some discernment, choosing wisely, being practical about your approach. There is nothing negative about the cups. It's not illusions, but you will have to choose something which makes the most sense to you at this point in time based on your situation, so that you're able to manifest it, so that you are not disappointed, so that all your time investment of money, resources, your energy, and all of that doesn't go to waste. Similarly, if you are in a business and you want to plan, like whom do you want to get on board with your business? You might have multiple people that are wanting to partner up with you, and you're like, who do I bring on board? So you'll have to pick the resource that has the maximum experience, that aligns with your goals, that can actually bring some creative ideas to your project, or expand the business, or put in the equal amount of work, because not everybody would be in a situation to put the equal amount of work and resources or money investment into your business, So partnering up with the right kind of candidate. Now, if this is in regards to your personal life, like maybe you need to invite, or maybe you want to, it could be in your personal life. You have to partner up with one person, and you have multiple people that you kind of might be seeing or trying to choose from, and you'll have to see, like, okay, I'm trying to get married here, and I've kind of, met so many people, and I want to see which one suits me the best. So you will have to make a choice. Not that the other 6 are bad, but somebody that really closely aligns with your goals, with your life's goals, life's purpose, personality alignment, situational alignment. Maybe they're in the same city and every other parameter or box gets checked, something like that. Similarly, if you're trying to buy, maybe you're trying to buy some items for your home, maybe furniture, and you have visited 7 shops, and now you're trying to see like which furniture I like, all of them. So now you have to sit down and weigh the pros and cons. Like, okay, so this is my house, and this is the furniture that I really like, but it costs so much, and this one is, it's made from leather. Oh, I prefer the one made of cloth, or I prefer the darker sheet, or prefer the lighter sheet. So you'll have to sit down and make a list of things, the pros and cons, and see which one really aligns, because buying items is not an easy job these days. There's so many choices available for so many things. And it's really, it's like, the decision fatigue kicks in, especially even in the smallest of things. Like even when I'm buying clothes, a decision fatigue sets in because there's so many choices these days. Then you have to put filters and see which one, the material, the cost, the fitting, and all of that. So narrow that search down to one, So this could be at a smaller level, it could play at a mundane level, or it could play at a bigger level or at a broader level, to see which possibility, which option would really align with you for a long term, so that you can actually manifest and, actually manifest it and see the returns of your investment. The next card you have, Pisces, is the Gryphon. And below it says honor and good luck. Yeah, so Gryphon is like, a protector energy, a guardian energy. When if you look at the picture, this Gryphon, of course there is this, it has it's a mixed creature, right? It's a hybrid of an eagle. The top part is the eagle head and the wings. Of course, and the second part of the body is that of a lion. And then this Gryphon is, of course, is in alert position. You see one paw is raised and it's framed. And this frame is no ordinary frame. This is like, the beautiful knotwork around. So it's a beautiful knotwork around. And if you see, it feels like that this Gryphon has been sealed inside of this. So I feel that Pisces, it says honor and good luck. So yeah, these two things are heading your way. Honor for the work that you have done, of course. And good luck, it's like the universe meeting your hard work midway. And I feel that you will have been attracting this honor, you've been attracting this love by the work that you have been doing, by the choices that you have been making, by keeping integrity in every situation, by making authentic, genuine choices, by not compromising your integrity. I feel you're not even allowing any negative energy or any negative choice to come into your sphere. You've been very conscious about the decisions that you make, and you're doing it from a vantage point, because see, this eagle always has a vantage point of being at an elevation, so it can see from a high view. The wings allow this Gryphon to rise above, any situation whenever it's needed. So it has a vantage point, higher view, a higher level perspective, It's like your higher self perspective, There is also a lot of air energy with this. Actually, this is a beautiful package of all elements here for you, Pisces. You are the immutable water sign, and the lion is the courage, the strength, the fire element over here. There is also like, the earth element. There is also an earthy energy, because this Gryphon can sit on the ground. It's actually sitting on the ground, but it can also fly. So there is an earth element to it. Being at ground level, being grounded, and also being able to take flight to see the high vantage point, So this is a beautiful energy for you, because it's like it's packaging you completely, right? It's providing all the other 3 elements that are missing. You're the water sign here. There is earth, there is fire with the lion's energy, then there is air element with this eagle's energy and the wings, So it's all the 4 elements at play for you in the next few days. So you are out here getting the best of two worlds here, Pisces. And of course, your life itself is vicious, silly in the opposite direction, which sometimes becomes a dichotomy. But in this case, I feel that you're getting the best of two worlds. A lot of good fortune here coming your way, you know. I feel that, you know, and this is good karma. Like, you know, you really have been making right choices, doing the right things. Because Gryphon is an energy of the universe watching every step, you know. When nobody else is watching, the Gryphon energy, the universe is watching your actions, watching what you have been doing, how you have been behaving, the choices that you have been making. And, you know, the Seven of Cups out there was the energy before this, which means that you will make a choice. If you make a choice which is genuine, where you're not compromising your integrity, which is, you know, most authentic to you with the right intentions, that is the choice that will be abundantly blessed. That is the choice that will seal the deal for you, Pisces, in the next few days. You know, because I feel that the cup that you choose will eventually become the treasure that this Gryphon or this universal energy will protect for you if you make the right choice. So this luck that you are actually attracting is because of your consistent work, your integrity, the choices that you have been making, the opportunities, the right opportunities that you have been working towards, your openness to doing the right thing, to being open for experiences that expand you, that grew you in the right way, to be connected with the divine, to trust your intuition, to listen to your inner voice, is what's activating this love towards you. So it's a good energy here, Pisces, because I feel that you're actively participating, you're actively building, you're actively choosing the cup, you're actively moving towards a good choice. It's like doing things of honor, doing the ethical things, not cutting corners, high integrity, full integrity. That's your key. And I feel that because of the goodness, because of your positive character, your high character, or your high integrity, your high values, you either will get some kind of award, maybe in the next few days. You might be rewarded, awarded, acknowledged, recognized, praised, maybe as part of a group or in a community. I feel that this could also be something that you become a leader and you're appreciated for it. Maybe you were, kind of supporting a group or some kind of a policy change and shift. And finally, it's done because it's for the betterment of the people. Maybe you've been supporting a cause which is for the people, for the community, the highest good of those. And because of the genuine work that you have done that has benefited so many people, now the good news is here waiting for you, right? It's arriving for you. So I do feel that, this is the time where, the universe is fully recognized your contributions, your, the hard work that you have put in. And this is like an this is like an earned honor, It's like you have earned this because you have been at it. You have been working hard for this. Now, the love can show up in so many ways, right? I mean, it could be the rewards, it could be the awards, it could be good news coming from people, it could be from your office, from professional life, from your neighborhood, from some policy change that you have been actively working towards. It could be things showing up. It could be that you have been negotiating, looking for deals, the right people, the right connections, the right business partners, the right investments, and it comes your way. Like, it's the perfect timing. It was meant to be at this point in time. You were meant to be offered something or something favorable, something really nice and big, and substantial. You know, it's like when we're out in the out about shopping and we find the parking like right next to the store and it's like, wow, luck factor, you know, perfect timing. So it's that kind of a thing, and it's the right moment for you to receive the good news, to receive the honor, the good luck, because you showed up time and time again with good high character. So this is a reward for you for being patient, for being at it, for you deserve it, actually. And I feel that, you know, because you have worked so hard to earn this honor, it will be protected by the universe, fiercely protected by this dry fawn energy. Because you chose the right cup in the Seven of Cups, you know, with high integrity. So I feel that you have the confidence that you're doing right and it will produce the right outcome. So you're confident in your abilities. Like, yeah, I'm not cutting corners. I'm not. I'm showing up with high integrity. I have high ethical moral ground. So I have nothing to worry about. And that will show up, you know, it will show up in how you're relaxed. You know, you're like, I have not done anything wrong. I have high integrity. I have nothing to fear. And people will see that confidence in you, you know, and people are going to actually notice this character, you know, the high character, the unique character, the high, what do you call the high morality or high moral grounds that you take all the time, and people are seeing that they will reward you for that. Now, for some of you, this could be business. You know, you have been using high quality, high materials, good labor, best practices, whether it's in restaurants, whether it's in other products, and the market is rewarding you. Maybe your name gets mentioned in a magazine. Maybe you come in the top 10 performing products. Maybe your product trends or something like that because you have high integrity, you know, a good character. So, you know, the people that see you, that you don't cut corners, you put in the best word, the best quality, the best raw materials, the best ingredients, the high standards. You know, you don't do any harm. You don't do anything which is harmful that could harm anybody, harm the environment, nothing of that sort. And people that know you, have observed you, have seen your best practices, are now rooting for you. They want you to succeed. They want you to be rewarded for you know, your high moral grounds. So you're attracting the right kind of clients because your high reputation, the way you work, your ethos, your integrity, you know, your reputation, it comes before you arrive. Is that kind of a thing, right? So I feel that, Pisces, the next few days, just be ready to receive the good news, the good luck, the honor, the crown, the mention, the acknowledgement, the raise, the praise, everything, you know. I feel that you deserve it, and there is complete protection that's offered to you by the universe. You know, you have nothing to worry about. So congratulations on that. And the last card for today, Pisces, you have is a message from Cosmos. And it says cosmic intentions. And it says, set clear intentions for what you desire. The universe responds to your clarity. It's the exact culmination, the summary of what we have been talking for so long. Your entire reading is all about the universe being able to see how positive your intentions has been, how clear your intentions has been, you know, and for what you desire, right? So clear intentions with the Seven of Cups. High integrity is needed, and you already have been doing that work of putting out good positive intentions on everything that you have chosen, whether anybody's watching or not. And it says the universe responds to your clarity. So the universe knows where you're coming from. You're coming from a high moral ground, high integrity, and the universe is going to respond you with the honor, with the luck, things changing, shifting in your favor. So great energy here, Pisces. Those were your messages. Hope you enjoyed them. And thank you for watching. So thank you guys for joining. Please subscribe and hit the like if you enjoyed the content. And I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye for now.